Imagine a world where the ultimate punishment for a crime is death. A world where the line between justice and injustice is thin and constantly debated. A world where families are torn apart and the very fabric of society is challenged. This is the world of the death penalty. Join us as we take a closer look at this controversial issue, from its history to its impact on society, and the ongoing debate of whether it should be retained or abolished. The death penalty. The controversial debate, to retain or to abolish. Capital punishment, also known as the death penalty, is a controversial issue that has been debated for decades. The use of the death penalty varies greatly across the world, with some countries using it as a means of punishment while others have abolished it altogether. In this video, we will take a look at the death penalty from a global perspective, examining its use and impact on society. Capital punishment has been used as a means of punishment for centuries. Its roots can be traced back to ancient civilizations such as Babylon, where it was used for crimes ranging from theft to murder. In the Middle Ages, capital punishment became more widespread, with the death penalty becoming codified in laws and used as a means of punishment for a wider range of crimes. In modern times, the use of the death penalty has been a subject of intense debate. In some countries, it has been abolished entirely, while in others it remains a valid means of punishment. The United States is one example of a country where the death penalty is still used, although it has faced opposition from some groups who believe it is a cruel and inhumane form of punishment. The use of the death penalty has been the subject of intense debate for many years, with arguments for and against its use. Those in favor of the death penalty argue that it serves as a deterrent to crime, providing a strong message to would-be criminals that their actions will not be tolerated. Additionally, they argue that it provides closure for the families of victims, bringing them a sense of justice and closure. On the other hand, those who are against the death penalty argue that it is a cruel and inhumane form of punishment that does not serve as an effective deterrent to crime. They argue that it is prone to human error, with the possibility of innocent people being put to death. It is a disproportionate form of punishment for the crime committed. The use of the death penalty has a significant impact on society. For victims' families, it can provide a sense of closure and justice, but it can also be a traumatic and emotional experience. For families of the accused, it can mean a lifetime of pain and uncertainty. Additionally, the use of the death penalty has implications for the criminal justice system as a whole. The cost of capital punishment cases is often much higher than non-capital cases, due to the extensive appeals process and the need for specialized attorneys and resources. Furthermore, there is a risk of executing innocent individuals, which can lead to further trauma and harm to families and communities. The future of the death penalty is uncertain, with different countries and regions taking different approaches to its use. Some countries have abolished the death penalty, while others have maintained it as a means of punishment. In recent years, there has been a trend towards abolition, with more and more countries doing away with capital punishment. There are alternatives to the death penalty that are being used in different parts of the world. For example, some countries have implemented life imprisonment without parole as a means of punishment for serious crimes. Other countries have adopted more restorative approaches to justice, focusing on rehabilitation and reconciliation for both the victims and the accused. The death penalty is a complex and sensitive issue that has been debated for decades. It is a topic that elicits strong opinions and emotions on both sides, with some advocating for its retention as a means of deterring crime, and others calling for its abolition as a cruel and inhumane form of punishment. In this video, we have explored the history, arguments for and against, impact on society, and future trends of the death penalty, providing a comprehensive look at this controversial issue from a global perspective. The future of the death penalty remains uncertain, with different countries and regions taking different approaches to its use. It is up to each individual to consider the arguments, weigh the pros and cons, and decide where they stand on the death penalty. Whether you believe it should be retained as a means of maintaining justice and order, or abolished as a barbaric and outdated form of punishment, it is crucial to have an informed and thoughtful discussion on this important issue.